Hey, what is happening, senders? Welcome back to another episode of the Segment Podcast. This is episode 74, and congratulations to some of the folks that are already in the audience. Tumor Warrior, Zach, you get the whole shot. I see you were on there first. Timothy Haley, what's up? What's up? Good to see you. Trail Pimp is in the house. Folks, this is going to be a great episode because our special guest tonight, is Cody Spencer. Now, he is the trail builder for a mountain bike park called Snow Valley. It's our local park, one of the local parks that we have out here in Southern California. And basically, Cody's going to talk to us about Snow Valley, what they've done, what they're going to do, and just all around Snow Valley. So I really look forward to talking to Cody Spencer about that. Before we get started, just wanted to say a few little things. First of all, thank you all so much to those who supported and showed up to the Ride and Shine. And if they couldn't be there in person, thank you for all your support and helping repost it. I really feel like all the different speakers that we had on stage, including and the band, really helped tell a great story of hope around everything that's going on, mental health, whether it was depression, anxiety, or suicide, or just all in general, life is getting you down. I think we were able to shine a light on that. So thank you all so much. Right and Dirty, I see you out there. What's up, my bro? Spokesman MTB, good afternoon to you. Great to see everybody. Guys, without further ado, I'm going to bring my special guest out, Mr. Cody Spencer from Snow Valley, to talk to us and teach us all about what Snow Valley is doing. And here we go. Yo, Cody, what's up, bro?
Not much. Having a great day.
Yeah, good, man. Good to see you. And I'm really excited because for some of the folks who know me, they know that I haven't been to Snow Valley yet. And it's not anything that I've done on purpose. It's just that I'm kind of a newer writer, and I'm just getting around to experiencing all the cool stuff that we have in Southern California. MTB Raging just jumped on. He says, "Damn, sitting in my truck, just finished my ride. You, it's good. Welcome aboard, Craig." Cody, you got a guy from New Zealand who just jumped on. Octodad. He's saying, "What's up, MTB nerds?" He's on
How you
board.
doing there, Octodad?
Yeah. Spokesman MTB, he says the segment is a great channel, always there with great information, always willing to offer a hand. Dude, thank you, Spokesman. I always love seeing you out here, man. Thanks for jumping on. So Cody, in our area, we have Sky Park, we have Snow Summit, and we have Snow Valley. I am super excited. I'm going to be going to Snow Valley for the first time this weekend to check it out. But what is Snow Valley set up for mountain biking, and maybe how is it a little bit different than the other parks in the area?
Well, it's extremely different from the other parks in the area, especially if you went to that ride and shine event last weekend. Sky Park has more of like a really hard packed soil. They have an okay to pretty decent clay content in their soil, so they're able to build stuff that holds up to the elements and to our riding. But definitely, if you've ever been to like Mammoth, it is pretty much the kind of terrain that we have there at Snow Valley, which is very strange for only being so far from Sky Park and Summit, which are used to more hard packed terrain. We are decomposed granite mixed with some it's got some clay content, but not very much hard pack. So everything's pretty loose, dusty, and expect to be sliding around a little bit. It's a very fun place.
Sweet. I know that the trail dogs are frequently being there at Snow Valley, and a few of the trail dogs, they say that is their favorite place. They love it. They say it takes a little bit to kind of get used to the sliding around and the looseness, but they love that spot, and that gets me excited about going there as well. But it's crazy because I mean, you had said that it's not far from Sky Park. It's not far from Snow Summit. How far are you away from those two parks?
Okay, so actually, I live in Lake Arrowhead, which is from right now to Sky Park is about 5 minutes for me, and
Okay.
then to go from Sky Park to Snow Valley is about 20 minutes, and then from there to Summit is another 30. So it is very, very, very close.
Got it. Yeah, you are close. And it's crazy that it would have different soil, different terrain. It's just the way that the mountain was in that section where Snow Valley is?
Yeah, yeah, it's very strange. Even from the base of the parking lot to the top of the mountain, the soil tends to change very fast. We do happen to have some areas like our new dual slalom track that we have happen to find a lot of clay. It is a bentonite clay, so it's like still has that white, like sandy appearance. But if you go up onto those features, they're pretty hard pack, and it's very surprising for us to find this stuff because of 95% of the terrain out there is all loose. It's
Okay.
decomposed. Like I said before, it's decomposed granite. So it's like sandy, silty.
Gotcha, gotcha. And for you being the trail builder, are you a newer trail builder to Snow Valley, or have you always been the trail builder out there, or kind of where is that? Where is your
Yeah, so
responsibility there?
actually, surprisingly enough, Snow Valley has had a couple of trail builders. It started earlier, maybe I think around 2010 in 2005 area. They did some stuff with the people across the street, which is Rim Nordic. If you haven't seen that, it's a cross country race area they do right across the street from Snow Valley. And a while ago, that's how we got our first mountain biking permit, was to help them do some races. And then it
Interesting.
went to a couple other people, Mike Bishop and Ian Krog, who both lived up here at one point. And then now apparently people have left the mountain. Other situations happen, and very randomly out of this, I've actually came into the position that I'm in, and been digging for a while. But this is my first year digging for a resort.
Oh, awesome. So how long have you been on the payroll then for Snow Valley? Like within this last 12 months then, huh?
Yes, actually, it's been about a month before opening, so it's been about 3 months almost,
Okay.
just coming up into 3 months.
And as far as the terrain goes, sounds like you've been building trails for a while. You've been digging. Do you find it challenging to build trails on that type of terrain at Snow Valley?
Yes, actually, it's extremely for someone like me who's only dug in the Southern California to Southern Nevada area. Um, there's nowhere that has soil like this except for Mammoth. So to come down and get my hands first time on the soil and kind of see how it sticks together and what I can actually shape with it that will last
Hmm.
is very challenging. Yeah. So I kind of started to go off of what the previous builders have done for the stuff that is still standing and the stuff that is like just becoming destroyed over time. Learning things like can't build the berms as tall as I would like in terms of steepness because the soil deteriorates. So I'm looking forward to changing a lot of the berms, making them wider and a little bit longer so that they don't deteriorate as fast. So for someone that comes from a background of hard pack, this was a whole new experience.
Nice. Okay, gotcha. So a challenging opportunity, a great opportunity, and it sounds like you have the ability to kind of shape this place out and create it to be something new. Sounds like you don't have to maintain what the previous trail builders have done. It sounds like you can do what you like.
Yeah, I mean, some of the previous trails definitely need a little bit of more work into them as far as in reshaping. But yeah, a lot of the stuff is pretty well held together for what there is. And it's really just going on now to maintaining that with light raking. I do some rebuilds on some days. So if a feature is falling apart or any of that stuff, I'd go repair it. And, but for the most right now, I am focusing on installing new features coming. I'm actually currently on a black diamond to double black. I haven't fully went through and checked the grades and everything, but it's looking like we're going to have a new like little DH shoot. It's not going to be very long, but it will be for some really good fun.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome, man. I really am excited to see what you do there. We had a couple questions that came in from the chat.
Yeah, see.
Let's see. Spokesman MTB is saying, he says, I'm seeing Snow Valley Mountain Resort Bike Park on Trail Forks. Is Snow Valley as close to Rim Nordic as it looks? Do the two parks work together? He's asking.
No, so actually, there are no trails that link together, but yes, it is extremely close. If you're ever feeling like you want to just go check it out, more than likely, just go ahead and go right down to the base area. You go straight across the street, and right across the street is the entrance. It's literally just like a walk away.
Wow, that is very close. Very, very close.
Yeah.
Um, Right and Dirty is talking about this. He says dual slalom is insane and fast. Can you talk to us a little bit about this dual slalom that he's asking
Yeah,
about?
so actually the dual slalom's brand new, like I spoke of before. We kind of went with like not a traditional dual slalom feel to it. It's all downhill, and it's at a pretty decent grade, so it's kind of hard to build stuff that I can allow people to just push faster and faster and faster on. So it's very fast setup because it is on such a steeper grade that I made everything like a chainless kind of race. So if you're used to doing dual slaloms that are very traditional, if you push and pump and try and gain a lot of speed through stuff, you can start to tend to overshoot everything.
Okay.
So basically, with the first couple features up, I found that out, and we went for a feature for a field that is you just having fun. So dropping on it, it's very smooth. It's nothing like the previous dual slalom that was there, and it actually has some nice actual features. So we have a scrub jump, a double triple, a hop on hop off feature, a very big step up at the end. And then just recently we connected it up to Mambo Corral with another double roller and then a small pedal up back to the top of the hill.
Dang, nice. How long does something like that take, to build out a slalom course like that you're talking about?
Yeah, so slaloms actually take a little bit longer in the building process because everything is built above ground. So
Okay.
essentially, with the area that we were having, I still had to move dirt from across a lake. So we have a small lake at the top that we store
Whoa.
water for snowmaking.
Okay.
And on the other side is a big dirt pile that we steal from to make features, to pave roads, to repair the roads and all that stuff that are on the hill itself. So it actually took quite a while. It was about 2.5 to 3 weeks. Um, Actually, it took me, myself, and another digger that I hired on, Jeffrey Bauer. He runs a page called Throwing Shovels. Excellent digger.
Sweet.
And
Love that, dude.
essentially, I had him building the lower, faster section of the course, and I was just in a front loader moving dirt for him. So
Gotcha.
I kind of let him run with the creativity. He's more of a jump builder. I'm more on a DH focus.
Okay.
So there is, in fact, two guys there at Snow Valley right now that's the main builders, and essentially, it definitely for the dual slalom, it definitely took a bit longer than expected because it's all above soil and I mean above grade, and everything had to come from somewhere else. I didn't dig down to make the jumps.
Wow. So you literally had to bring it all over from somewhere else and
Yeah.
put it on there. Dang, man. That's a lot of sand. That is a lot of sand. And I'm going to pop this up real quick just so folks can see. If you guys are on the live, if you go to Snow Valley's Instagram, which is Snow Valley MTN, Snow Valley Mountain, you can see that there it looks like the fourth post, right, Cody? The fourth post from the
Yes.
top. If you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, go to the Snow Valley Instagram website and you'll see it there. So basically, what we're looking at here, this looks like the bottom section of that slalom course.
Yes, that's the very bottom section. What you're looking at the top there is a double roller gap into a hop on, hop off feature. So you see that third roller, you'll hop onto the table there, and then
Okay.
you hop off that table onto that down slope of the next previous roller down. Yep, right there in
Okay.
that corner. Yep. And then right after that is actually that lip that you're looking straight at. No,
We're
no,
right
that
there.
is it right there. That first
Oh,
one is it. So what you're
okay.
looking at is a double triple. So what you
Jeez.
tend to see in a lot of dual slaloms is that obviously for racing you have guys that are going slower than other people, and essentially I've made it have an expert feature and a blue trail feature in the same run. So if you're going fast enough, when you smack that lip, it's really poppy. It'll send you really deep to the triple. Or if you're going a little bit slower and you decide to grab the brakes a little, you can hit the lip still, catch air, land on the first roller, and it'll be a double, and then you pump that triple roller, and you see right there behind that's our big step up at the end up there. So
Oh, dang.
then once no, it's a little lower. It's the first section of those blue markers.
Right
Yeah,
there.
right there. Yeah, that's going to be a big step up at the end after you hit
Woo.
the triple. And they
Woo.
definitely are intimidating. They do not look small when you're coming up to them, but I assure that as long as you have that pace, they are very easy to clear.
Bro, I'm looking at the trees to the left of that step up. They're almost the same size as those trees over there.
Yeah, yeah. So that step
Cool.
up is definitely probably, I'd say top of lip is probably about hip high, and then the landing's probably about head height. So for me, that's
Dang.
about 6 foot. So it's about I'd say probably 3.5 to 4 foot to 6 foot. So three and a
Wow.
half
And it
to four
looked
lip with a 6 foot landing.
and it looks like a giant elevation change right here. Like you're gonna be getting some speed to hit that.
Yes, definitely. Once you come off that hop off feature, speed comes very fast. I've been told by a lot of riders that they get worried about the triple because you come in so fast. And essentially, that's the reason is because it's a double triple. So if I don't have an all of a sudden big boost of speed, you'll never make the triple. So that will
Wow.
hop on hop off feature definitely makes the triple work very well.
Nice. Wow. So much goes into the thought of all that. I just don't I can't grasp all that mathematics and geometry, but it sounds like it's a science. Yeah, you guys are calculating trail speed based off of the grade, or how do you come up with knowing that
Yeah, so
this?
with our me and Jeff's multitude of experience digging and riding trails, essentially we're kind of going with like build a couple features, feel it out, and then we gauge really the speed and the distance that we need for the following features after. Jeff has a much bigger experience building these style of like pump track and like roller gaps. Where, like I spoke of before, I'm more focused on like DH and rough trail. And so essentially, we just put our minds together. We did measure some stuff out for some lips and some landings. But other than that, it was build a lip, send it, and then see kind of how deep I'm sending it. And then from there, we add dirt, take away dirt, pretty much the same way that your local trail builder goes about things.
Okay.
And we're moving more towards applying more science for the jump line that we're going to be rebuilding soon.
Wow. So that's cool. That's very cool. So it's like a full-on feel through experience versus like theoretical, this should work. You guys are
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
sending it out first.
Yeah,
Um,
because I mean, even though the science goes into it, and I mean, essentially, when soil type changes, like whether it's wet or dry, or if there's a headwind or not a headwind, everything plays into it. So that's why we kind of just go with a little bit of the feel of it. I mean, of course. With the initial install, where we keep in mind like how far we should be end up jumping if we're going this speed and all that stuff. But essentially, from that initial build, we start feeling it out, and then we essentially were done with the dual solemn probably a week and a half to 2 weeks in, and we took that last half a week to a week to really dial it in by adding dirt where we felt that we were falling off too far, or if I was sending it too deep. Maybe we needed to make the landing longer, and we put all this stuff into play to what gave what is now the dual slalom.
wow, dang, Cody. That's cool, man. That's really cool. Riding Dirty is asking a question up here, and it sounds like it might be related to that. You said making that new or redoing the jump line. Riding Dirty is asking, is there a lot more being built, Cody?
So yeah, we are focusing on trying to build more trail. It definitely comes hard because I can't just go out there and start ripping up trees and bushes and make whatever I want. So we have to move along with the Forestry Service, and we kind of have to work hand in hand. So yes, there is a lot more being built. There's actually something being built right now, as we spoke of before a little bit. But
Ooh, can you spill any beans on that or not
yeah,
yet?
it's looking like a single black to double black shoot. It's like maybe 16th of a mile. It's not very long at all, but it's more of like a spur. It's coming off of one trail and then leading back onto that same trail down the way. So
Okay.
we're kind of making it so like dad is hanging out with the kids, like giving them a little bit, and then if dad wanted to, he could pull off to the side and go down something that's a little more advanced for him, while still keeping his kids in eyesight, so that he doesn't have to worry about going off too far. That way, dad and the whole family and everybody can shred hard together.
Sweet, dude. You're talking my language right there as a fellow dad. So, yeah, that's cool. And what's the ETA on that portion of the
So
trail?
I'm leaving for nationals in a couple days, but I'm expecting to have that done and open probably 2.5 weeks from right now. So probably not this weekend, not the following, but most likely the weekend after.
Sweet. That's gonna be cool. Now, when you get to build cool stuff like that, Cody, where it's, it's like a shoot 1/16 of a mile long and it's part of the trail, do you get to name that segment of the trail like on
Yeah, we do get the opportunity to. I mean, I'm not really the mountains kind of got like this Western theme going from the previous diggers, and I don't really want to change it. I kind of like it. So I'm actually giving idea choices to friends, family, coworkers. So essentially, the people that have seen it are going to get the opportunity to give me some ideas for names. And then I'm also going to take in account especially just friends telling me stuff. And I mean, anything goes. I'm not somebody to put my specific mark on it, so I'm not really going to name it after something that like means something to me or something. But I definitely would like to leave it up to the people that ride the park to ultimately define the name.
Oh, folks, I'm sure in the chat people are going to light it up. There is
Yeah,
light it up, you guys, with names that you think would be good for that. And it's a Western theme, so like
yeah.
it.
So anything that sounds rough and rugged for a trail, because it is definitely very steep, with a couple rock gardens in it, and hopefully a very unique feature at the very end of it. Once I get all the way down there, I'm about to be working on the very bottom section actually tomorrow. So.
Dang, I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see some of the things that come up here from the chat. Like Dirty Harry could be one. um, yeah, people are saying it's super steep, great place. So man, there's like a ton of stuff. Oh, look at this. We got Colorado Kid who jumps on. He says, I'm on a plane in Phoenix about to take off back to Sacramento. Just thought I'd drop in to smash that like button.
Nice.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Colorado Kid, for smashing that like button. You have a safe flight, my man. Remember, if the oxygen masks come down from the ceiling, make sure to put on yours first before you help out anybody around you. um, Cody, you had mentioned something about nationals, and I did see up top somebody had wished you good luck at nationals. They said you are going to kill it. Talk to us. Let's take a break just a little bit from the park for a second. Let's talk about Cody Spencer. What do they mean by nationals? What are you going after there?
Yeah, so this will be my second time racing USDH Nationals. So USAC happens to hold our United States Nationals in Winter Park, Colorado this year, same as last year. Um, I've been racing for about 4 years. Got my points together last year to jump to Cat 1 to be able to race for a championship. And
Dang,
so hopefully this year I'll be bringing home the Stars and Stripes, and I'll be a national champ for the
dang,
age group of 30 to 35, because I'm not entering pro just yet.
God.
Hopefully I get the Stars and Stripes, and then I'll be on pro for the rest of my riding career.
That is wow. We caught you at a pivotal point in your story of biking there. When that comes to that, have you competed against some of the guys that you know are going to be there that day?
No. So Nashville's a little different because a lot of people come from all over the country. Racing here in Southern California, pretty much anybody I could be racing against, I've probably already met. The racing crowd out here is pretty tight niche. There's a bunch of us, and we all pretty much know each other. See at the bike parks all the time. Every Southridge race, every Team Big Bear race, we're always there. So it's
Nice.
definitely a different experience going to U.S. Nationals, which is very awesome because it's also in such a great place, Trestle Bike Park in Colorado, and it's such a unique experience.
Do you feel, I mean, going into this, it definitely sounds like you've put in your work. It sounds like you have a support group behind you.
Oh yes.
And you know the group that you're going to be up against. Maybe you haven't raced against them, but how comfortable do you feel as a competitor going to that park, knowing that there may be other people you've not competed against?
Um, I have a good friend of mine, Brian Parker, who always tells me there's always someone faster than you. Doesn't matter if you're a big name pro or if you're the young guy who thinks he's the fastest on the planet, there's always somebody faster. So it's a very humbling experience to definitely be able to go and meet some of these people that I've never ever met before, who doesn't seem like they're very like known as a rider or anything like that. It's not like any of us are big name pros, so I'm sure it's same for me as it is for them. It's somebody new they're racing against they don't know, and it definitely brings a different level of competition, because being here in the local scene, pretty much there's always people that you'll keep seeing, and you can kind of like gauge like how some races go, because some people end up with a reputation that they're fast as heck, and when you finally move up that age group, or you go to pro, or you go from cat 2 to cat 1, it's definitely it's going to be much different for when you go to nationals versus your local racing scene.
Man, it sounds exciting too, right? Like kind of seeing where you stack up, meeting new people, like you said, all kinds of new cool things coming your way, man. So that's coming. That's just right around the corner. You were saying.
Yeah, actually, I leave on Sunday. So I'll be at Snow Valley working, repairing bikes, saying hi to everybody that Friday and Saturday as well. But then I am off to nationals, and I will not be back till the following Monday.
Man, I wish you luck with that. I can't wait to see and hear what happens there. And Trestle's Bike Park is amazing. So it's got to be cool to be a digger, a trail builder, and go to these different places as well, because it's got to spur some ideas that maybe you could bring
Yes.
back to the local area. Does it not?
Yes, most definitely. Actually, for my trips out to Colorado and trips to foreign places like Colombia, and anytime you ride anywhere else, especially as a digger, you tend to see what other people are doing. And yes, definitely improves a lot in my visions and helps me build trail and new types of trail, because things that I see that the mountain is missing, like Sky Park has a abundance of wood features, but
Mhm.
up at Snow Summit, they do not. And I'd like to bring some more wood feature stuff to Snow Valley, because that's the kind of things you see in Colorado and all these other places. There's wood features, big rock drops, and really steep terrain that some of the bike parks out here just don't really have.
Yeah, man, that brings me back to thinking about last year. I got to go to Mammoth and experience Mammoth Mountain Bike Park, and they
Oh yeah.
do have some cool wood features kind of built in through the trails and integrated into the whole terrain. And yeah, that would kind of set you guys apart a little bit with the way that the terrain is mixed in with some of the wood features, so you guys can get creative out there with some of that stuff.
Yeah, and to bring on another point is that's exactly why Mammoth is doing that, and that's another reason why we're doing it, is that our soil type is actually it's much easier for me to build a lip out of wood, and it lasts the test of years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
Other than if I build a lip here out of my soil with dirt, where in a couple months it can be decaying, and then I have to come back to it and repair it. So it is nice to be able to have the funding to be able to build these wood features and essentially mitigate the destruction of your trail from
Yeah.
the riders.
Right. How cool, man. That there's a lot of cool stuff going on. So all that stuff is kind of on the table for you. You can get those things implemented. You and the team can make those changes and really do something different there at Snow Valley. I like that. That's very cool. Spokesman MTB is asking you up here. He is asking, what is the elevation of Snow Valley?
Okay, so I believe the base area is about 6,000 feet, and the top is 7,000 something. So it's we have actually two peaks at Snow Valley. We have one that is where our chair ends up at for the mountain biking, and then there's a peak behind that, and that is called Slide Peak, and that is where I get that number. I think it's like 7,500 or 7,650 or something. So there is
Gotcha.
a good bit of elevation from the base to the top,
Okay.
which is that's why we have these opportunities to build these steeps and these really nice trails.
That's very cool. With that being said, as far as elevation change on some of the trails, what is one of the longer trails that you have there? Are there some that go like top to bottom, or are they
Yeah,
all?
so we only have one trail that goes top to bottom right now. That is our jump line, and you can do that one run all the way straight to the bottom. But the way our park was designed from our previous builders is that we have a middle point called Mambo Corral. And
Okay.
so most of the trails all funnel right to Mambo Corral. And so technically, I guess you could say that we don't have a trail that is like extremely long, but we are looking at finally putting in a trail that goes from top to bottom that is more DH style instead of jump line. And I would
Ooh.
love to make our blue lines be able to flow all the way to the bottom without a middle meeting point. But
Ooh.
it is a little bit of a challenge. But we're looking at, I'm not sure. I think we have one trail that's maybe 3/4 of a mile, and that's Bandit at the top.
Okay. Sweet. I like the name. Is that now? I've seen footage of that place. Is Bandit the one? One of them, and maybe it's Gunsmoke. I don't. There are all these Western names. One of them's got like a really cool looking rock drop on it. I'm not sure which one. It looks like it's like towards the beginning of it.
Yeah. So that's actually there's a couple rock drops on the property. There's three in total. We have a rock drop which is off of our jump line right at the start. We have a rock drop off of our DH trail, which is right about in the middle, and that is quick draw,
Quick
and
draw.
that has it's about I'd say probably a 5.5 foot drop off a rock to a
Ooh.
pretty steep transition. So you end up very very fast by the bottom. So you come off the rock, drop, and it's just really steep, really fast
Turbo
to a
boost.
left hand. Yeah, very loose too. Yeah, to a left hand corner, and then we have another drop which is right at the middle meeting point off of Bandit, and it's coming right into the Mambo Corral. It's left off of a little rock, and it's maybe about 4 feet.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. I just saw a video by Single Track Sampler or Single Track Surgeon. I'm sorry, I think it's Single Track or Surgeon or something like that. But he was covering the Snow Valley, and I believe that was one. He was just having a blast on that trail. Super good time. Adam Mock is in the audience today. He says incredible. He says incredible to think how much skill, talent, and passion goes into trail building at a bike park. Yeah, you're getting a ton of these bravos out here for what you do, Cody. Right and Dirty says, bravo to the people out there making the trails for us to have fun. Thanks, Cody. Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
I definitely appreciate all the thanks from people because it wasn't easy for me to make this change in my life. Before I was building just on the weekends, had a full-time job, working really hard, and I didn't get much time to do the things I wanted to do. And I have a beautiful, loving wife, Natalia, who keeps pushing me and actually ultimately helped me decide that to take less money for work and follow my dreams. So now I'm looking at the 3 months that I've been here, and yeah, really, it's the people that keep it going. And I'm glad everyone's liking the work, and I'm going to keep it up as long as I can.
That is so cool, man. Always great to have a supportive wife, significant other to help push you towards your passions so you're not just like stuck in a cubicle or something that you hate to do. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but there's life goes so fast. It's so great that you have somebody pushing you towards the passion that allows you to get paid while be creative and create joy for other people. Um,
Yeah.
the captain's cog is saying mad props to you all and the other trail and the other diggers out there. The captain knows his way around a shovel. So Captain Cogs cut from similar cloth. Adamok is saying maybe that section could be called Dead or Alive. Could be a great name
Actually,
for
that
that.
does sound very nice.
Right? Dead or Alive. Two more warriors saying that sounds rad, likes it. And then Captain saying tread or alive. Natalia saying name contest. So we're getting into name contest. Hey, I'll throw mine out there. There isn't a trail out there called Ricochet, is there?
No, there's not.
Ricochet, because you're on one trail, you kick off, but then you come back. You just
Yeah, that actually sounds really good.
ricochet off of that main trail. Right and Dirty says El Captain, the digging beast. So sounds like you have a brother from another mother out there in Captain's Cog. Spokesman MTB says, thanks to all who maintain the dirt. That's hard work, and we all love you for putting in the time. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, dude, you're getting a ton of love. We all love the trail builders out there. Tread or Alive for the win is looking good on the chat. Spokesman saying the saloon. Maybe the
Oh, okay.
saloon. Like or whiskey drop.
Whiskey drop,
Potentially.
that'd be nice.
That does sound pretty dope. Whiskey Drop. EMTB and Moto Adventures. What's up, guys? Thanks for jumping on. Rick, he says Peacemaker. The Peacemaker.
Very
Keep an
nice.
eye on the kid. Jump off on that super fast DH and then back to the normal. Octodad is saying maybe Moonshine. Moonshine. You get a lot of names here, Cody.
Yeah.
Trail
To be
Panther.
honest, I wanted to bring one thing up here. I guess
Yeah.
the Captain's Cog said, I want to hit Snow Valley soon, but I'm headed to Snow Summit tomorrow. I'd like to take that to let you guys know that if you don't know this already, and you do go ride Snow Summit on a Friday, we're very fortunate that we actually are open till 7 o'clock. So if you're riding the summit and on your way back down from 4 to 7, it's only $20 for the chair.
Oh, dang. That's cool because all the other parks, for those of you who don't know, all the other parks, they close at 4.
Yeah.
So $20 and you get 3 more hours of ride time with chairlift.
Yep.
That's pretty dope. Do you have to just show like your ticket, or is it just at 4 o'clock the price?
Oh yeah,
drops
yeah.
to
So
20?
it's just our deal for 4 to 7, which is our sunset session, which is it's $20 for that session, but we are open from 1 to 7. So we are fully open from 1 to 7, but that $20 deal is only from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Got it. Is that a Friday or is that weekday?
That's only on Fridays.
Only on
On
Fridays.
weekends, we're just open till from 10 to 4.
10 to 4. Okay. Ooh, Friday nights.
Yeah. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is traditional bike park hours.
Gotcha. But Friday you could set that sun from 4 to 7. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's very nice too, because on some days, as we all know, at Summit, even it can get up here in the mountains, it gets hot, and a sunset session is very nice at the end of the day if you can make it out and it's cool, it's not as hot, and then at the end you get the nice view of the sunset on your drive home.
Yeah, that's a great call out. And when I've driven past Snow Valley, it looks like it faces to the north. So you won't be riding straight into the sun, right?
No, yeah.
a good
So
line.
that later session of the day, you're getting sun's coming from behind you anyways. So yeah, it's going to be there's nothing that we have on trail that you'd be getting blinded by the light. So.
That is awesome. Like it. I like it. Trail Monster is saying rough and rugged sounds like a perfect name for the trail, by the way.
It is definitely rough and rugged. It is definitely rough and rugged.
Here comes a few more. Spokesman MTV with Gunslinger.
Very nice.
6-shooter. And he says, I could do this all day. He's saying, Spokesman, we love you, man. This is great. Looks like Spokesman MTB will also be at Trestle. He says, I'll be there in a week. So now we got a question. This one's for Cody, the racer. Cody,
Okay.
What bike does Cody race?
Actually, I ride for Canfield bikes. So currently I'm on a Canfield Jedi 29er, which I've rigged up as a mullet, and it rides fantastically, to be honest. It's a high pivot and it's a rearward axle path. So it accelerates in the rough. It jumps perfect. And the steeper the trail, the faster you'll go. So the bike handles like no other.
Dang. That's cool. And that probably leads into the next question that we're getting from Natalia. She's asking, what sponsors do you have, Cody?
Yeah, actually, I ride for a couple companies that are here based in California. So I ride for Rev Grips, Minesweepers, Tire Inserts, Canfield Bikes, Trucker Co., My MTB Video. Jeez, man, there's so many. I was like, I forget so much that I have a list on my phone for when I make posts. But yeah, shout out to all my sponsors. Even if I miss you, you guys are really helping me out. I would not be here without the sponsors I have today.
That's very cool. I support for the writers is always so cool when you see that. And I love my MTB Video. Dude's awesome.
Yeah,
Rev
he's
Grips.
really helped me out.
That's cool. How does my MTV Video support you as a racer, like with entry fees or through footage and getting you out there or
Footage
editing?
and stuff. So actually, I do a lot of ride trips. I tend to try and go as far as I can to ride, and I do not have very good editing experience.
Okay.
So surprisingly enough, I saw that he had deals one point, and I had started talking to him. And then we had talked about I was going to Columbia for urban downhill, and he got with me on that and said, yeah, dude, no problem. He's like, he's like, it's new for me, so I'd love to try and get a handle on things. And so I recorded as much footage as I possibly could and then handed it all over to him. And he did such a great job the way the video turned out. If you have a hard time editing your videos, his fee is not very big and he does excellent work. And check him out. I mean, great guy too.
Yeah,
Amazing.
super good guy. I love that guy. He definitely does good work, which is great. And then you were saying there was another company called, did you say it was Minefield? I heard Rev
Oh,
Grips,
it's Minesweepers, and
Minesweepers. What
they
is
make
that?
foam tire inserts. So if you ride any inserts, there's a couple big name brands out there like Cushcore, Tannis Armor, all these companies, and they're quite expensive. From my very first race, actually, very first race ever, I met Brian, which is the guy who runs the company, and he gave me the spiel, and I was sold. And I bought my first set of Minesweepers. They're a closed cell foam tire insert. So you put them inside your tire. It acts as a volume spacer, takes up space so that your tire, when it gets hit by a rock in a rock garden, the air pressure increases at a rapid pace, more rapid than just with a tire. And it prevents rim damage, but also giving you lateral stiffness in corners and allowing you to run a lower tire pressure. And if you're out there on the trails and you get a flat, it is very good that it acts as a run flat, and you can get down to the bottom of the mountain, back to your vehicle, the base area, wherever you're at, if you're at a resort or home trail, and you can repair your tire without having to walk down, and you can ride down and not ruin your rim.
Nice.
Yeah,
Minesweepers.
yeah, I've
Minesweepers.
actually won races on a flat tire because of
No,
their product. Yes.
no kidding. Wow. That is cool. And the installation, I've heard people with Cushcore, they get to the point where they throw their wheel around the garage. How is it with the Minesweeper install?
Yeah, so there's a little bit better design, I feel like, with the Minesweeper. The foam insert is not one piece. Like if you go look at a Cushcore, it's a whole circle, and you have to like force that onto your wheel. Where Minesweeper is actually a single piece of foam with a band in it that holds it together on your tire. And
Okay.
so when you're actually pushing your tire levers and trying to get the tire on, the insert will expand and go into the outer cavity of the tire instead of sitting in there in your rim cavity. And it's very easy. So I can change a set of tires with Minesweeper's inserts as quick as I can change a regular tire,
Wow.
versus where Cushcore, you're definitely right about that. I've seen people actually take knives out and cut the tire off their bike because they
Good
can't
Lord.
get the tire off.
So frustrated, right?
Yes. It's very frustrating. I
They're
actually have tried to change a Cushcore out before, and I do not want to do it again.
Yeah, I heard they call that the reverse Thor. Instead of like having the hammer come to you, you're just throwing the thing out.
Yep.
So, and then there was another one. You said there was a company, Trucker or something?
Oh, Trucker Co. Yeah, Trucker Co. is they make tire sealant, they make brake fluids, they make brake pads, they make valves, they make pretty much anything to do with keeping your tire inflated and your braking working. So
Cool.
it's a company based out of Las Vegas, another USA made company. Everything's comes in local. He makes it all by hand. And to be honest, it is some of the best tire sealant I've ever used in my life. Stands and Orange Seal and all these other brands, they tend to be a little bit slimy. And this brand puts a little bit more liquid latex in, and the preservatives aren't as slimy. So like when you go to change a wheel, you're not dealing with like a big nasty mess everywhere.
Got it. Trucker Co. Cool. Man, I bet you they are all super excited about you heading out to nationals.
Yeah, I
And
bet.
that's awesome, man. Yeah, good shout outs to the people who support you and show you love. That is really, really cool. You have a question down here too from a Hazel Spencer and Naomi Vo are saying, what's the biggest difference between the USA and Colombia as far as the writing? Oh, pretty broad question, but yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so actually, riding in Colombia is much different than riding anywhere else that I've ridden. The laws are a little bit more lenient, like out here in California, where essentially if I build a trail just on the side of the hill, the government will tell you, like, what are you doing? Shut it down. There's a lot of things that go on with Forestry Service and all these different entities in our government that everything has to be done through like how we have the San Diego Biking Association, and we have like all these different organizations that help create trails. Well, the issue for hardcore downhillers is that essentially these organizations aren't making as rough of terrain as some of us would like. So we end up riding these illegal trails. Well, when you go to Colombia, it seems like everyone's for it. The biking community there is very friendly. All it took was one trip for me to now I've been back 5 times.
Wow.
Still setting up trips, trying to take people to Colombia to ride. But it's essentially my first experience was we took a dirt road to the top of a very, very, very tall mountain.
Okay.
And once we got to the very top, actually, the trail started at someone's farm. And so these people are just asking for some pesos or for buy some of their food, their fruit, whatever they have. And that's all they want. And it's
Wow.
like a very nice friendship between the landowners and the trailer, the people that build the trail and ride the trail.
Wow. Wow. Versus out here, for there's a legal trail, people are on trail forks trying to erase it, trying to erase the lines. Like,
Exactly.
no, no,
Yeah.
fight it, get rid of
So,
it.
so when you go to Colombia, the really gnarly, really advanced trails are actually known to most of the community.
Wow, that's cool. Very open. That's very cool. Riding Dirty's asking. Thank you for taking that question too. That was pretty broad, and thank you so much, Hazel and Naomi for asking it. Riding Dirty's asking, will you guys ever have parking lot camping for us out of towners?
So
Interesting.
actually, we don't have any camping. We have at the races, we will allow you guys to leave like a trailer if you need to or whatnot. But we for the forestry service in our land, we're not allowed to have any camping.
Gotcha, gotcha. I know that a lot of rules are pretty strict about that. Debbie Q, producer Deb is on. She says a little late, was doing the Thursday races at Sky Park, but I finally made it. Deb, thanks
Very
for
nice.
thanks for making it. Thanks for making it. Tumor Warrior saying very loose landing too. Sounds like they were having a chat out there in oh, actually they're talking about the Snow Summit A-frame jump. UO SoCal, Danny Milton, one of the YouTubers out there, he's saying the A-frame jump on Westridge is sick. And then I think Zach Tumor Warrior is saying very loose landing too. So
Yeah,
talk
those
about some.
jumps, those new ones that they just redid at Summit is very nice. They're very big.
That's what everyone's saying. Like they kind of beefed it up, man. A little bit Whistler style, a little bigger.
Yeah. I was like, when I started this season, I was like, I want to make the jumps a little more poppy. So we'll just put a little bit, like a couple inches on the top. And then I went over there and they were like, oh, we're going to put 5 feet on top of every jump.
We're gonna put a house on there.
Holy, yeah. I was like, from being riding Snow Summit for the past 3 years, that change was very nice to see. It was definitely backwards from what I had seen in the past couple of years with Snow Summit. It seemed like their jumps were like diving off a little bit. They kept replacing the wood lips to a little bit less poppy wood lips. And then now this year, it seems like we're making a change back, which I'm hope to see because obviously for me at Snow Valley, I mean, I want to see everybody succeed and I want to see the whole mountain do much better. And definitely having some bigger jump stuff would be very nice. And it seems like that's the direction we're all heading towards.
Gotcha. Bigger,
Yeah, I mean,
bigger the
you go to
better.
yeah, because you go to like Whistler and these other places, and they have very big jumps. And over here, I don't know if it's necessarily the insurance laws here in Southern California, or I mean, it just California in general. But like everything out here, it seems like we don't get the opportunity to have those pro lines anymore, like what Summit used to have. And that, like, fortunately for me, going to Colorado, they do have banana peel at Trestle. The jumps are massive, and
Yeah.
it would be nice to see a range from each bike park, including my own, to be going from intermediate jumps, which we have on our Winchester Trail, to some bigger jumps that we have on our jump line, to where I would like to rebuild and make jumps big doubles for a pro line. But there seems like there has to be a little bit of a change in the atmosphere, but we're pushing hard for it. So hopefully, if anybody's looking to get a pro line, hopefully in the next 3 years we can make it happen at Snow Valley.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it sounds like there's probably something with safety insurance, like you were saying, that they're trying to keep it safe for all skill levels or something. But yeah, you're right. You go to Whistler and you're like, oops, I don't think I belong on this trail.
Yeah, yeah,
Hopefully it
their
drops off
jump
the side of the
trails go
mountain.
from very like my size at Snow Valley to 50, 60 footers, and
Oh
they
man.
are gnarly. And but it does bring like the prestigious riders out, and that's why I'm hoping to bring something like that to Snow Valley so that we get more big name pros and more guys pushing the limits of mountain biking to want to come out.
Yeah, just when they say the name crabapple, you just get the goosebumps like, "Oh,
Right.
that's big. That's big." Um, let's see, we got so basically you were talking about the 3 parks, you want everybody to succeed. Obviously, they're a little bit different, but do the parks kind of work together in a sense to help each other out or what's the
Yeah,
general
I
feeling?
think they do. I see that Sky Park kind of helps bring in the entry level mountain biker. Their little resort is definitely set up for that. They're not as focused on hardcore mountain biking. They're more like on the making the scene very nice, having nice place to eat, nice place to drink, having stuff for the kids to do. Because obviously, as we know, same as you, like if I bring my son, he's not really old enough to ride the trails yet, but he can go and shoot the BB gun or
Mhm.
do the little archery stuff or rock climb, which is essentially what they have there is a very great family friendly orientation. And then we move to somewhere like Snow Summit, which is trying to cater to more of the hardcore mountain biker, but also still keeping that family appeal with their rock wall and the Euro bungee and their bar
Mhm.
area and all that. And then we move to Snow Valley, which I'm hoping to bring for the future is I definitely want to build something for the beginner to intermediate rider, but I do see that there is missing for a race scene and a more hardcore mountain biking scene that we're not seeing here. And
Okay.
this is why a lot of the guys that are very hardcore mountain bikers don't tend to come up to the resorts as much because they spend more time practicing their downhill or big giant jumps at the illegal secret trails.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. And then also too, when it comes to the different terrain, we talked about Snow Valley having that like decomposed granite, which makes it loose. I love the fact that you're thinking about wood features and changing like the geometry there to make it last longer. And sometimes I'll pass by Snow Valley and I'll see that the parking lot is a little more empty than some of the other parks. Is there a reason other than the terrain being a little different?
I mean, I don't want I don't I'm not here to like rag on anybody, but definitely it comes from the fact that I am the third line of builder
Okay.
in Snow Valley, and so it's very hard because essentially, like when you look at a place like Sky Park, which was built by some of the very same people who built Snow Valley,
Okay.
and you can tend to see that in some of the trails that essentially it seems like possibly the builders that were before me had more experience building on hard packs, same as me. I mean, I'm struggling myself sometimes, but now getting to see what their trails have become after 3 years of riding, it really shows to me that like I need to mix up what I'm doing to make the dirt the features last longer, the trail not decompose as fast, and uh, just make it all around better park.
Nice. I like that. I like that. So it sounds like kind of like a change in the guard. You and your team are going to make some changes there that's going to make it the trails a little bit different
Yeah,
than
yeah.
what they've
So
happened in the
I,
past.
I want to make the trails a bit better because it seems like that's possible. Um, that the reason that the parking lot's not as full all the time is that our terrain is more challenging, and it wasn't really built to like help people learn that challenging aspect of our terrain.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Cool. And what would you say to somebody? This is more of a personal question too, since I'm going to be going there for the first time. What are some good tips on how to adjust to that terrain than the hard pack stuff?
Yeah, so you're going to find that actually in corners, leaning is not going to be good enough. So the really silty, sandy corners, you'll end up turning your bars a bit harder in the corner to make it pull that corner. Because if you just lean, your tire is going to slide in the uphill, and when you turn your bars a bit more, it's going to allow the tire to become more of like a rail. Like you ever seen a sand rail before? How the front tire is completely bald, but it's got one stripe in the center.
Yeah.
Well, That is because the sand on the surface will slide, but once your tire starts to dig into the corner, then it actually has bite. So what you end up feeling is on our Winchester trail, especially the like fifth corner into the trail, there's like a little S-turn section. And when you get to the bottom, coming up to it, you can see how loose and sandy it is. And I always end up pushing my bars just a little bit further past my comfort zone when I'm leaning, so
Mm-hmm.
that the bike builds up a like layer of sand in the edge of the tire and uses that like a rut, like it creates its own rut as it comes through. Because once your tire leaves the corner, the dirt just falls back down.
Oh,
So
wow.
you're essentially like every time you come in the corner, you're pushing dirt up the hill till your tire bites, and then you take the corner, and then the dirt kind of just falls back down again.
Wow. Cool, man. That's a good description on how to do it. So basically you're essentially shaping the corner as you're going through it until the tire bites.
Yeah, so some of the corners you can feel it a lot more than others, but specifically that one corner I'm talking about, there's like 3 entryways to do the corner. The fast way does not involve the cranking your bars so hard, but that's what happens when you come in at it at a certain angle. Your tire goes into the silt, you try to start leaning, and the bike just starts sliding up into the top of the berm. And then as you're turning the bars a little more, you'll feel it start to bite more, and then you straighten out and you're out of the corner.
Got it. That had to be what the trail dogs were talking about when they said it takes a little bit to get used to the looseness. It's an acquired taste, but once you get that down, the park is so fun. And generally, you can get down the bottom, jump back on the lift, back up to the top again, and just get tons and tons of laps in.
Yeah,
Which,
we're actually very fortunate. We are the only high-speed chair in Southern California. So if not waiting on the chair line long is what you want, was what we have, because I think it only takes us about 13 minutes to get to the very top, where I think Summit is a 19 to 24 minute up to
oh
the top.
dang, I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah, so Summit's chair was not meant for bike racks, actually. They're running off of a design that Mammoth did on their chairs. And
Mhm.
so they're strapping something to the chair so they can't load 4 bikes at a time. Our racks are actually designed for 4 bikes at a time. And then it's a high speed chair. So we get you to the top with all your friends a bit faster.
Ooh, Whistler style. Get up there, get those bikes on, and go.
Yeah. The faster I get you down the mountain, the better experiences you'll hopefully have.
I love it. I love it. Trail Monster, thank you so much. $5 donation to the channel says, you guys are very lucky to have all those parks nearby each other. We only have one lift park here in Arizona, which is Sunrise Resort. Rough trails, it says. Interesting. Wow.
I've
Yeah,
never
we are
been there.
definitely fortunate. Thank you so much, Trail Monster. Always good to see you on here too. But yeah, we're fortunate to have the choice of 3 and literally within like
An
15,
hour.
20 miles from each other and an hour
Yeah.
from most of where we
Yeah,
all
so
live.
I was like, I don't know why I didn't bring that up earlier when we were talking about it. From my house to Summit is an hour, and I pass all of the resorts to Summit. So
Dang. And Snow Valley is like it's the first one you see going into Big Bear, yeah?
yeah, so if you're going up the 330, and the second you pass Running Springs, we're going to be that first resort on the right, and yeah, it's about another 30 minutes to Summit. But we're very fortunate too with that Friday night session we were talking about, that we actually do catch a lot of riders coming back from Summit that don't have to drive necessarily to like Northridge or LA area, and they're right by the bottom of the mountain, that on their way home they can ride till 7 o'clock.
Damn, that's cool. And you see the sunset, and you guys have a pretty dope terrace there where you can buy a few drinks too after you're done riding. That's a pretty legit little hangout spot. So that is also very cool. Debbie Keogh, producer Deb, says the Snow Valley lift is fast. She can definitely concur to that. Talking about the Friday, tickets being $20 to get that sunset session when everybody else is closed. Let's talk a little bit about the price of the mountain, just the price of admission as well as season passes. If somebody's interested and wants to get up there, do you know, and I know you're not in the admission side, but kind of roughly, do you know what the costs are?
Yeah, I was actually just going to be pulling it up right now. So yeah, so our sunset session is for um let me see this one, summer 2022. Okay, our regular day rate is, oh geez, where'd it go? Tickets and passes, mountain biking and scenic. Okay, yeah. So our for our 1 day bike tickets, we're looking at from ages 22 to 64. On weekends, we charge 52. On Fridays and Mondays, it's 44. And then for the young adults, we're looking at $48 on the weekends and $39 on the weekends. I mean, on the weekdays. And then for seniors, it's the same price as young adults, which is that 48 on the weekends, 39 on the Fridays and Mondays. And then for the 1 to 4 on Saturday and Sunday, for half day, it's only $42. And then $38 for that half day for young adults, and $38 as well again for the seniors on a half day. But the lowest price at all is our $20 night session for the Friday Twilight.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, those prices are right in there with all the other parks. So it's
Yeah.
that's
Our
it's
summer pass, though, is definitely a bit cheaper. For our summer 2022 pass, we were doing that at $179 for
okay.
adults and $159 for young adults, and then $99 for children. That'd
Wow.
be ages 6 to 12.
That's pretty reasonable because I think Summit is it twice that amount if you want to get a
Yeah,
summer
Summit
pass?
is 370, I think.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
actually they're not selling anymore. So I believe we are still selling our summer season pass, but Summit, all Terra resorts stopped their season pass selling at 4th of July.
Interesting. Wow, I wonder why they do that. Maybe it's more of a crowd control thing or who knows, because you can still go buy a day ticket no matter
Yeah,
what.
I think it's just the big traveling stuff because I'm finding an issue with it right now. I'm taking, I do a foreign exchange writing program. I have a kid from Colombia that is actually staying with me now for a whole month. He gets to follow me around at the bike park, learn how to dig, see how a bike park is run, and then he gets to ride nonstop all day. But then we get to go
Dang.
to Trestle. And what happened was not knowing that it ended because I didn't know that they were in that at the same time. It actually costs more to ride for 7 days than it does to buy a season pass. So I think it's a little bit of crowd control, and they see that it probably makes them a little bit more money for if somebody
Got it.
comes from out of the country and is going to be riding here for a week. They could buy the season pass, but if they're not selling it anymore, now it's a little bit more money.
Got it. It's almost like they give the locals enough time to
Yeah.
grab it up, and then anybody who's outside of that, they're just gonna have to buy the day passes or what have you.
Yep. Exactly.
Interesting. So yeah, 170 for a summer pass to Snow Valley, and you guys are still selling them. That is awesome. Tumor Warrior, he says, in my opinion, Snow Valley is the best bike park out of the three in San Bernardino Mountains. I'm not a fan of the jumps, and even though Snow Valley has jumps, I feel that it is more geared towards the grounded riders.
Yeah, I'm
Interesting.
definitely looking at trying to keep it a little bit similar to that because I definitely don't want to make like a bunch of jump lines everywhere. And I don't want a bunch of jumps on all the trails because I do see the lack of trails for the mountain biking racing community here. So I do kind of want to aim for a little bit more of blues and blacks that are going to be focused on the technical riding aspect instead of more focused on catching air, which I know that's a big thing for a lot of people. Obviously, a lot of people go to specific resorts, like we were just talking about Whistler and all these other places, for specific jump lines. But I think, I mean, in the big aspect of things, we already have a lot of these. And what we don't have in our area specifically is great spots to be training for racing and for more technical riding instead of just
Mm,
riding really smooth, pristine jump lines.
yeah, true, right? True. Get it as close to like the natural habitat of tech and that type of gravity on the ground type of riding. That's cool. Yeah. So Zach is one of those who gears more towards that, Timber Warrior, and loves that. That is cool. Is there what trails would you call out right now at Snow Valley that are more like that, like the DH style,
Yeah,
not
so
having much jumps?
Crazy Horse, Quick Draw, um, the Green Line actually is actually a really nice trail. That would be our Greenhorn, and then we have Gunsmoke and Quick Draw. Those are the real DH focused trails on the mountain. But Gunsmoke itself is one of the most technical trails. It's very, very short, but it's definitely one of the most technical trails in the area.
Gotcha. Gotcha. As we were talking, Trail Dogs just jumped
Yeah, I
on
see.
to say what's up. They say love Snow Valley. We brought you guys up a couple times, Trail Dogs. Great to see you guys on here. Always good to see the Trail Dogs. Cody, when it comes to, and man, I can't believe we're already over an hour on the podcast. That goes so fast. But when it comes to what you're doing in the future, for the folks who are familiar with Snow Valley and the folks who would like to see something change, what is it that you're doing to make some of those changes, or what's kind of the vision of where you guys are going to go and cater to the mountain bike community?
Okay, so being my first year here, I'm not really trying to make leaps and bounds necessarily in my first year, but my overall goal is for within 3 years, I would really like to have a more DH focused mountain that is lacking because we have Snow Summit, we have Sky Park, but we don't really have something that's like beyond that. So I definitely want to still cater to the beginners and intermediate riders, but definitely in the 3 year span, I want to be, this year we'll be rebuilding the jump line, trying to make it flow a little better. It's a great jump line. I'm not trying to change too much of it, but I'm bringing in my buddy Jeff, who's going to be resurfacing the lips, feeling it out, redesigning some of the berms because they're a little too tight, and changing some of the features. And then I will be focusing on hopefully adding 2 to 3 new trails this year. I should be having one done within 3 weeks. And then from there, I'm trying to see if I can implement spurs. So I want to make little cuts off trails for the rest of the year that are going to be for the upcoming races at Snow Valley. And then from the years beyond that, essentially, I just want to build more bike park feel trails that run fully down the mountain and create just a big, better experience at Snow Valley that'll separate us from Sky Park and Snow Summit even further than we already are.
Wow, that's gonna be great, man. I definitely, it'll be cool because you can get up to the mountain and then you can hit all three places and have like three different experiences, or find which one of the flavors is your favorite and hit that. But knowing that it's going to be different than the other two is really dope. Really dope. I already love how you have kind of thought about how it's similar to the Mammoth and maybe thinking about building some wood structures there. Do some of the trail builders on your team talk with some of the folks on the Mammoth Mountain Trail Builders team at all?
No, might be happening very soon, but essentially, as of right now, me and my buddy Jeff, we kind of go through it all. We don't have necessarily a big team like some of these other resorts have. So I'm essentially got a couple young kids to help me clean trail up. I got me and Jeff building new trail. But other than that, that's pretty much all we got for our trail crew right now.
Gotcha,
Sorry,
gotcha.
may have got off track there for a second.
No, no, you're good. Small and mighty, but able to make change. Maybe
Yeah,
not too,
exactly.
no, not too dramatically, but you have a vision of where you're going with it and how you're going to make some stuff. That is very cool.
But
Spokesman
definitely got
saying,
to get in contact with the Mammoth guys. They know how to handle that soil already from years and years and years of working at Mammoth, and I would
yeah.
love to get some insight for how they keep some of their stuff holding together.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's a great idea. I'll go up there with my son. We go every summer, and we'll do their green trail, which goes down the backside, which is loose and fun. It's just super flowy. Then down through the trees. Then they have their jump line pipeline, and I feel like almost all of those jumps have some kind of a structure to it. There are some that are made from the soil, but there's a lot of, I'm sure underneath that soil, there's some kind of a structure there.
Yeah, so what actually it tends to be is what I'm finding out is with this decomposing granite, you just can't make stuff that's steep. So the steeper I go up on the lip, every time a rider comes up the lip, a little bit of dirt falls off and goes down to the bottom. And what that causes is eventually the jump just mellows out. So
Mm.
their wood lips and stuff like that is to, I believe, help fight erosion from riding, because essentially, especially I'm sure if you know, Mammoth has a lot of trails. I only have a handful of trails, and I can already see the issues that come along with building steep lips in this type of soil. And
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine if they had to have full teams constantly every month
Weekend.
to 2 months. Yeah, yeah. Essentially, I mean, if you build it steep enough, it's going to be every weekend. But we're trying to mitigate that with the wood lips and stuff like that, the same as they are. So hopefully soon we get to see a lot more of that.
That is cool. Oh my gosh, this just in, Spokesman MTV, who's in Durango traveling right now. He's on a mountain bike whirlwind tour. He just bought you and the crew some pizza, $49.99. So when I see you, Cody, I will make sure that you get this money. I'll Venmo it to you.
All right.
And
I'll
you
get the
buy
crew some
the
pizza.
yeah, you buy you and the crew some pizza. Thank you, Spokesman MTV. Always,
Thanks.
always supportive. I love it. Well, geez, with that, we're over by a little bit here, but I really wanted to make sure you got the message of Snow Valley out. So, kind of in recap, take us through just a quick recap of why somebody, when they've never been, they're heading up the mountain. Why should they pull over into that Snow Valley parking lot?
Well, I'm sure as you see, the lines aren't long. Come check it out. The soil's soft and silty, but if you're looking to advance your riding skill and gain a little bit of technique and a new eye at your corners and how you're approaching your riding, definitely stop at Snow Valley because there's more to come. But as of right now, it's definitely going to be a new challenge for you if you've never ridden in a silty, loose, sandy type of terrain. It's definitely going to help you become a faster, better rider, more in control at all your other bike parks because you'll come to find that now when you're sliding, you kind of already know what to do because you've been in a situation that is the worst possible for a slide because of how silty it is. It makes it a little bit easier to break loose. But then once you learn it, a place like our park, you can start to tend to see yourself go faster and faster and faster. And then I hope more people will be coming back because of the fact is riding at a resort like ours, you tend to do help your skill and learn new aspects of mountain bike riding.
Love it. I love it. Cody, well said, my man. Thank you so much for jumping on the Segment podcast. Really looking forward to everything that you're doing out there. And also, greatest of luck to you at the Nationals, man. You're gonna smash it out there at Trestles. I cannot wait to hear how that goes.
Thanks, my man.
Folks, don't forget, take a look at Snow Valley. That's Snow Valley MTN on Instagram. Take a look at what Cody is doing. Just built out a new dual slalom track out there. He's got a new trail that's going to be released within the next couple weeks. Are you able to drop the name on that one, or is that one still going through possible
Well,
change?
I like a lot of the stuff here, but to be honest, I really like what you said out there which was Ricochet. So
Ooh,
maybe it'll possibly be that, but
well,
we'll leave it up in the air for now. Hopefully, get to surprise some people. But essentially, just expect something that's loose and got some really nice corners. It's going to have multiple angles, so you'll have 3 lines in one corner, 2 lines in another, and then a couple steep straights, and then hopefully a iconic feature that I can will be synonymous with Snow Valley for the rest of its time.
oh, dang. Look forward to it, man. Cody and the team out there at Snow Valley, thank you so much for all you do, building trails so we can all have fun. Thank you to the entire chat for being here. Spokesman, Trail Monster, Trail Dogs, Tumor Warrior, Adam Mock. I know I'm going to leave a few folks out. I don't mean to. Riding Dirty, thank you all so much. As always, you guys find something you love to do, work hard at it, and all your hard work will always pay off. Cody and I will see you out on the trails. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.